Oh, yay. We're the red deck. We won the die roll. Woo! Ugh. I think a 6 is better than this. I don't think I can only keep a Dragon Fodder as beatdown hand. Much better. I traded a land from the last hand to turn my Lightning Strike into a creature. Okay, less F6 instincts, please. So used to just playing tap lands in this format. Come on, dude. And we're back after my opponent decided to take a while. Boo. I'm going to take a damage either way. I don't really need a basic forest. So I'm just going to Dragon Fodder. Either land gives away that I'm playing green unless I'm... I guess my opponent could mistake me for some kind of doofus that plays fetch lands to, you know, thin their deck or something. No, seriously, like, if you've actually gone through the... You're paying a life... Like, the average amount paid per card drawn in terms of life is just, like, astronomical on that. If your fetch lands aren't fueling Delve or something. Okay. I'll try to pay attention as my opponent takes forever to do anything. That's a pretty good draw for the record. Especially because it looks like my opponent, like... I mean, they probably don't have another Wild Slash, but... Why are these different? Come on! You can't, like... They kind of... they stack differently. This is some nonsense. I don't really care about that attacking because I'm going to attack back for more. Oh. Okay, then. That is a card. Get deaded. That was a 7 damage burn spell. Huh. That's interesting. Well then. Seriously, the goblin's being different. Moto, come on. This is interesting because I don't know if my... their tokens. Okay, maybe... Probably? Like, they could be mid-range, but I'm going to guess their tokens based on that. Like, this could easily be, like, Wild Slash, and that could be, like, an Outpost Siege deck, but I think the Anticipate means they're definitely not Mantis Ridering. So I'm going to go to the Cyborg Guide real fast. Okay, so it looks like Dang was taking out all of these 1-drops. And these Wild Slashes, which are not the worst against some of the cards in the tokens deck, but not that great. Like, they kill Rabbles and they kill Soulfire, but you've got enough cards that do that. And you bring in these, and these, and these. Though I think on the draw, I guess he was on the draw for Zephyr, right? I'm going to see how his sideboard plan works out. I'm kind of questioning this Eidolon on the draw thing, but that might just be the modern talking in me. But boarding out all the X1s against the Hordling Outburst deck makes sense. So if I might have boarded out a Become Immense instead. I'm not, like, too happy about that card. boarding out, like, I think maybe 2 Wild Slash could stay in, would be my approximation. So those, and then there's one card that, yeah, it's probably fine. This looks fine. If I'm going to win this game, I'm going to draw a third land anyways with this hand, and it's going to make red. The 1 basic forest here to taunt me. Game 1, easily won by a Tarkus command. Game 2, draw a basic forest. Very quickly seeing both sides of the coin there. Yeah, I don't really like this board plan on the draw, on the basis of it's just not good to have like a bunch of cards like Rebel Master and Eidolon on the draw. I guess they're like better than your alternatives, but like the cards you are boarding out are not very good. I guess maybe I might be overvaluing Wild Slash against that deck. On the play, I definitely stick to this exact board plan, but on the draw, I think you want some number of Wild Slashes over something. Probably become events. Man, that's such a good red spell. Become events. 1 mana for 6 damage? How could you ever get that ratio with any other card? They don't even give you the... Why does green get the best burn spells? Giant Growth, another great burn spell. And we're back after my opponent made a play. Probably getting raised the alarmed on that step. Did the Revelry make it into my deck? I hope it did. That would have been awkward. Yeah, I don't think this hand is gonna... Yeah, I think I just burn a Lightning Strike on one of those rather than discarding any of these other cards, because a bunch of Stoke the Flames is obviously great. I guess I could have like discarded Eidolon, but whatever. I think this is fine. Hopefully I don't get rabbled here. If I do, this game is basically just over. Treasure Cruise is, I guess, not as bad, but it's pretty bad. Okay. And we're in it. Yeah, despite drawing a bunch of cards, my opponent is going to be constrained on mana. Especially because they are, I guess, they're going to be choked on red at the least for Stoke. This is probably some kind of, Ojutai Exemplars. That's not a card that matters. I guess they could have a... If they have a Wild Slash, I get kind of wrecked. So I want to play this. I think I play the Eidolon. I can respond to the Eidolon by killing the Ojutai's Exemplar still. Then I do this, tapping red, red. I don't want to tap Ravels. I want to leave my creatures around as much as possible. Hopefully there's not a Stoke the Flames in my future. Or not Stoke the Flames, a Wild Slash. Yeah, absolutely getting wrecked. Oh. That's fine. Okay, that I can fight back from. Having to burn to secure the waste is beatable. Even if I'm now taking 7 with an Eidolon in play. That is probably not beatable. I think I have to assume my opponent has no instant in hand and then kill the Exemplars to win this game. If I draw a land, I get to rabble into doing that, which is nice. So I guess I'm forced into this. Yeah, I want to do this right now so that my opponent can't play a red spell. If they have a blue spell like an Anticipate, I'm dead. I accept my... Oh, that's lucky. This is another Ojutai Exemplars. That's a problem. That's also an issue. I think it's a bit less of an issue. I think this is the... maybe I was supposed to Eidolon here? No, I can't Eidolon this low on life with this many low drops in hand. Not high drops, low drops. Pretty dead to secure the waste, but whatever, that's life. That card makes me want to have Become Immense in my deck. Not board, but deck. That is basically a Secure the Waste, isn't it? So I can haul. What can I do with haul? Haul, red. Well, this attacks my opponent, and that attacks my opponent. And I think this also just attacks my opponent. Because if this attacks Elspeth, my opponent is like forced into the triple block. They might not block in a profitable way here. I don't really want to force the triple block. I want my opponent to get into a board state where I can burn them out. That's exceptionally bad for me. I'm about done this time, I think. 15? 3 cards in my opponent's hand? Well, I don't think that quite does what I needed to. I think I just outburst here. It might get me somewhere in a turn, so I'm not going to concede just yet. I think I can take 1 hit from these soldiers and hope my opponent doesn't have an instant in a turn. It's a pretty aggressive line. This does leave up Stoke, which is convenient. That's probably enough to kill me. Just any spell, any card at the top. My opponent attacks with the soldiers. I'm going to throw 2 goblins underneath a single soldier. That leaves me the least blown out to a additional other pump. Then I fire off a Stoke, redirect to Elspeth. And there's a chance. It's not a very good chance. My opponent gonna anger and kill me? That'd be good piece. The 3rd Anger of the Gods would be very good. Yep. So I can survive a turn, but there's nothing I can do against the Elspeth, so I'm just going to concede. Yeah, here we go. On the play should be significantly better. I mean, as always with red decks, right? I need to play around Anger and Ojutai's Exemplars? It's doable. This hand does things. Ooh, mulligans. I like my opponent's mulliganing. Oh, wow. I'm only just now realizing exactly how filthy Become-a-Mance is in this deck. With our Hordling Outbursts and Dragon Fodders and all these other spells that are creatures. I guess technically I should have fetched there. Well, my opponent did not play a way to make 2 red next turn, so here we go. Rabble babble. Zergo, why are you an orc? Were you a warrior both times? Pretty sure you were a warrior both times. Rawr, red. Kill you. If there's a raise the alarm in my future, I'm not actually too concerned. These probably want to go under goblin tokens at this rate. Thanks for consolidate. Oh gosh, there's 3 types of goblin tokens. Oh, come on, deck. Well, this is 1,000,000,000 damage. 8. Yeah, I don't need to do anything. If my opponent makes blockers, I Become-a-Mance something that isn't blocked. Okay, maybe this card should be in the deck. Man, that card is sweet. My opponent's now at 3, facing down multiple lethal burn spells and this board, so I don't really see what they're supposed to do. Woo! Red deck wins!